Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about lids. Okay, how to make them and what the purposes are for them. Alright, so these two are grain jar lids. And these are liquid culture lids. Now, we already touched a little bit on the fact that you don't have to use RTV, that you can dry fit these and they work perfectly fine. But I did want to touch on a couple of other things as far as these go. But right now we're going to focus on the grain jar lids. Okay, so the two styles, and I think I've gone over this in another video, is injection port and no injection port. Now, similar with the LC lids, these can be dry fitted. This one has RTV on it, but this is one of my older lids before I knew about dry fitting. But they could definitely be dry fit. And then I also touched on these Microppose filters, these hydrophobic filters for the grain jars, and the purpose between having an injection port and no injection port. This, if you're working in an SAB or in front of a BBFFU, broke boy fan filter unit, you want the injection port. If you're working in front of a laminar flow hood or an FFU hood, basically where you've got the good. You don't need it. You can just open the jar and squirt in your LC or your agar puck or however you're inoculating. You might be going grain to grain kind of thing. And in those cases, it's fine without an injection port. But let's go ahead and take a look at some of these supplies here so that you know what to look for if you're trying to make your own lids. Okay, now this is obviously an injection port, right? See that? Same as that. Same thing. Alright. And then this is a syringe filter. Now, we don't use these for their intended purposes most of the time. At least for this application, we won't be using it for its intended purpose. But it works excellent to equal out pressure so that it makes it easier to draw or add liquid to your LC jars. Now, there's multiple types of these, right? See, like for instance, see the blue one here? You can see there's a considerable difference in size, right? These are my old ones. I prefer these, the smaller ones. They're also a little less expensive, which is nice as well, and you can find them in packs like this. It's much less expensive if you buy them in a larger quantity. I don't remember what this was, 25 pieces, right? And you definitely want to look for this level of filtration, right? This is what's going to keep all kinds of mold spores and other things out of this, because basically when you're drawing liquid out of this, you're sucking the liquid out. It's sucking air into to equalize the pressure. So that's very important, super important. And these are the size of the smaller ones. Okay, now these are the Microppose filter discs, adhesive filter discs that I was talking about. I don't know what they're running right now price-wise, but when I bought them, they were $5 for this sheet. And as you can see, this has been through the PC, probably 40-50 times easily. And that's a new one. See? It's still in perfect shape. Just like right off the thing. Now, when I first started making these, I bought the cheaper Chinese ones that are made out of paper, and they didn't last at all. Like, I was good to get a few runs out of it before it needed to be replaced, or it came off because the adhesive wasn't good. But these have 3M adhesive. I don't know if you can see the little ring. I don't know if you can tell, but there's a ring around these and nothing in the middle. And these work amazing. Massively worth the money, guys. Don't cheap out. I know some of us are on a budget and times are tough and it's hard to get started. But this is one of the very few things that you really don't want to cheap out on, just because of all the labor it takes to replace these. And like I said, this one's been through dozens of cycles and it's perfect. All right, so that'll do it all for today. You guys stay safe out there and happy cultivating.